Hi, this is Piper Blackwood.
And this is Veronica Fox.
Thank you for listening to the Pure Garbage Podcast.
All right, folks, Lex Cunningham here with the Pure Garbage Podcast. We do a mixed bag of things, and one of them is just have a good time. So for those that are just discovering us, thank you again. For those that have been around, continue to listen, and hope we get better. And at some point, send us a message, or we'll give you a call and all that stuff. The Toronto Raptors. Yeah, the Toronto Raptors of the NBA had a great season. Number one, we're the best in regular season. Postseason play is absolutely different. If anyone out there wants to contest that, go ahead. I'm not listening to you, because postseason play, when it comes down to the nuts and bolts of it, the Raptors are not just a great team. They're a great championship team. They just ran into one of the greatest players but one of the greatest players that have played the game to date, LeBron James. You saw history. I saw history. We all saw history happen. 20, 30 years down the line, you're going to admit that you saw these games. You're going to be telling folk that they don't know what it's like, to watch a winning team fall apart in the playoffs because they met LeBron James. Guys online now talking about what the Raptors should have done with this and go pick up that player or go pick up this player. The bottom line is, let's just stay in the moment right now, this emotion that we're feeling throughout the GTA. Not just Toronto, the GTA, across the country, because I guarantee someone in Halifax is also banging their head against the wall, wondering why this team that did so well all of a sudden shows up in the playoffs and chokes. Yeah, I said it. Choked. A little bit. Right? Am I wrong? Because we did so well, we were able to move the ball on a lot of good teams. Cleveland, one of them. But what LeBron James does.
Pure Garbage Nation. Arnie J checking in. And I was just holding a little meds and I thinking about the Raptors, and words come to I head. And I just have a voice. How I feel about the Raptors. Deep in the balls of a frozen nation, beat the heart of a champion. A winner, a great game player. From coast to coast, his heart beats and has come to the rest in Toronto. Its name is the Raptors. We are not.
It's break hearts. That's his job. He's the show. He gives you exactly what you want. Drama, thrills, high energy, low energy. I don't like him. I love him. I think he's great. I think he sucks. I think he's selfish. I think he's too good. Wherever your head's at on this guy, you have to admit you just saw greatness. If you can't admit that, stop watching the games. You can't be a homer and be blind. We got schooled, we got slapped, we got bullied in our own house by one of the greatest players of our time, of these times. Am I wrong? Am I right? Now, in saying that, where do we go from here in the future? Well, for one thing, we continue to look for great talent. We have a lot of great talent. You just witnessed some of the best basketball players in the world. I truly believe that with all my heart. I know some of you out there are going to say, no, this one has to go. Well, until you can find me something better, daughter. Sure, there may be some adjustments that have to be made, of course. But we're watching guys like Lowry grow up right in front of our eyes as ball players. We're pretty lucky to have a team that can get into the playoffs. We could be like those other franchises that starve even to get to round one. A playoff for any Toronto team was far-fetched, far beyond like, are you joking? Yeah, we had Vince Carter, God bless him. He was great. I loved the show. And then down near the end, we all had disdain for him. But now we love him again because we realized his value, his true value to the culture of the GTA. How many Leafs do you know show up at a Roti shop? How many Leafs do you know will actually show up to a ball court in, say, Flemington Park? How many Leafs you know have opened clubs in Toronto and partied with the people? How many Leafs you know actually went to parades and parties and shook hands with the people and had a good time? Caravana or the Santa Claus parade? How many Leafs or Blue Jay players do you know that will actually call this city home and get visibly upset if they have to leave here? None. None of them were caught with guns or drugs at 4 o'clock in the morning on the dance floor, right? So let's back up here. Big perspective. The Raptors kick ass. Complete ass. Yeah, we didn't win the big one, but we were up against the greatest player of our time right now. If we would have won those games and moved on, it would have been legendary. These guys know that. They also know what they have to do to get better to even be considered that level because they just got taught by that level. And we watched that level. And now we're going to disdain them for not being able to break down that level? Well, that level's been at it for 15 years in the NBA. 15 years. This didn't just happen overnight, guys. Didn't just get, formed up in a stew pot at Bloor and Young by some busker who then handed it out to you and you gave him a loony. This is real. LeBron James is real. This is not a joke. This man is a killer with a basketball. And he came into our house, flipped over the couch, grabbed you by the shirt and threw you on your own driveway. Yeah, I said it. He went into everyone's house, whether you're in Rexdale or whether you're in Oshawa or whether you're in Hamilton or whether you're up north in Timmins. He went into your house while you had your television on and grabbed you by the throat and he tossed you around and he said, I'm LeBron James, I'm here and I'm going to upset your day. I don't care about we the North. And that little rapper guy that always jumps around and gets in my way and talks to me like I like him, sit down too. I don't care about your rapping and I don't care about your music because I am LeBron James. I run this game. You know what I'm saying, folks. It's fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of. It's fun to take it in. It's fun to go on the ride, and we've been on a hell of a ride this year. So again, I want to say thank you, Toronto Raptors, for taking me high as the sky during the regular season. And when you did have those moments where you lost, I went into the dumpers thinking it was the beginning of the slide, only to have you pick me up again and go, no, don't worry, we are going to make it. And we did. We broke records this year. Anyone that was wishing the Raptors would beat them had a thought or a clue or a prayer or some sort of mojo in your blood or in the feeling that you had deep down inside of you, got grabbed by LeBron James, tossed out your bedroom window, your living room window, your basement door. One man personally took millions of people, grabbed them by their sports throats and necks and ties and dresses and skirts and said, get out of my way. And that is beautiful. Sports. I love you, Raptors. Raptors Nation. Let's band together because next year we're going to get that son of a...
Thank you for listening to the Pure Garbage Podcast. You can find us on Podbean,
iTunes,
Google Play,
Stitcher,
SoundCloud,
and Twitter at Pure Garbage Pod.
Stretch me out like a rubber band.